Okay guys, so this will be our final tutorial. So basically what I'm going to talk about in this tutorial, this final video will be a little bit rendering in just ZBrush, and then we're gonna go to Photoshop and compositing all the stuff together and show you layer by layer. Alright, so let's get started. Um, This ZBrush render will just be really short, but I want to get in and basically talk to you guys about the settings. Alright, and you guys, I think some of you have seen my ZBrush render tutorial. Um, it's basically a render in ZBrush and basically showing all the detail settings, all the sliders, and explain what does each one do and compare in Photoshop. So, but I then basically saving as a render setting. But this one is basically not that detailed, but it will give you a good enough result and you will work with any render, like any lighting or any material that you have. Alright, so this is the setting that I have. The first one is floor shadow. You can put it to 0 or something. It doesn't matter. The shadow strengths that you can adjust. For example, if we do one over here, just a BPR render. The setting is there already, so you guys will see what I'm talking about. Give a second. Basically, give you shaded, depth, shadow, AO, and mask. But I quite like the shadow quality and the AO quality together. So let's see. Of course, there's something to do with the rays, the resolutions of each. So if you take a look closely, it's just um, the lighting hit it and the shadow underneath, but it's not too harsh. If you want more blur, you can adjust the blur over here. If you want the angle to be more top down and longer, you can adjust the angle over here. So 0 will be longer, and then 20 will be shorter and so on and so forth. Um, so the thing that adjusts is -1 over here, right? Gamma. So 1. And so this is the setting that I always remember basically. Just adjust this 2 setting from the default render from ZBrush can give you a pretty good result like this. And you don't need to tweak anything. So that's basically, and this, a lot of people, like I included, I will just go in and take the screenshot and maybe you'll get some different passes in compositing in Photoshop. But for this one, you know, I might just do this because I want to just focus on the sculpting, the material and all that. Alright, so the other thing that you can do is go to the um, render properties, go to details to the highest one. You can smooth normal. Um, and normally I have SSS transparent and wax preview on, but in this case I'm just using basically a basic material, so and adjust the specular a little bit, which I talked about in my previous tutorial and this one, but the previous videos. So anyway, that is it. Um, and then very quick, just go to document and you should be able to know, like I explained this before, how you memorize your camera. So I got camera 1, I got camera 2, and I haven't done a camera 3, which I think I want something around here. Okay, say something like this, and then just do camera 3, which is just right maybe. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, now we just need to do the render. And the other thing that you can do is go this, the quality up to the highest one. To me, I usually do just 4 or 5, and that's enough for me. And just render, and you have your own render passes over here. You can choose to just do the depths, so you can have like a depth view just in Photoshop. You can overlay a shadow on top again, but it's already did it on the shaded one, so and or AO, it's all up to you. Mask is just easy for you to cut it and move it to any background that you want. Alright, so this is a easy tutorial. Okay guys, so I have decided I want to share with you guys a little bit more on ZBrush render, because in my opinion, ZBrush color render sometimes can not that easy, but you know, you can, if you did a good job, you can definitely compare with keyshot rendering. Um, that is if you know what you're doing. So I want to explain a little bit detail about my process of how do I get the render passes and the lighting and then compositing in Photoshop to get final result, something like this. Alright, so I already talked about the black and white render, just a sculpt render. That's basically just a render setting, and just press one render button and it will give you a pretty good result. But you, if you really care about your presentation, which is really important for your portfolio, you can go in and use the method that I'm going to show you, um, and do that on the black and white render, just sculpt render as well. Um, the quality definitely will improve. All right, so let's just start from here. So basically, what I do is I try to. This is just a skin material. This is nothing special. All right, this is not my material. This is just a skin material. But as you can see, um, when you go to skin material, which is right here, um, and when you go to the properties like modifiers over here, you can adjust anything that you want. For example, if the overall color that you think is too dark, you can easily go more diffuse. And default is set up to 80, right? And you can easily go to 100 if you think the color is a bit too dark. And if you think overall color is too dark, you can go to ambient to do this, and you can even go to diffuse curve over here. Original is over here, but you can tweak it to basically shade it, the sphere a little bit more. So, and we do this and then crank diffuse up and crank the ambient up a little bit, you got another kind of feeling. What I'm saying is there's a lot of things that you can do to improve the material of the skin. You can also go to specular,